So I'm going to take you through an overview of our eSomero app for Loyola Secondary School. So this is the home page. The link is you just have to type this URL lss.esomero.bytebastek.com, and when you come to the home page, you will see a lot of info here, like about academics, student life, and contacts. So you can visit some of these pages. You just go to learn more for about, and then we see what is in about. Then you can read more about Loyola Secondary School. You have a menu still here. You can also read about the academics page. Then you see more down there. Then student life. I think we need more photos here. And then the contact page. So we can go back to the home page, and then I'm going to take you through the admin part. So we are going to click on login, and then this is here you have to put the registration number. If you're a student, you put the student registration number. Teacher, they also do the same. They put the teacher registration number, and other users. So when you put your registration number, you are directed to your dashboard. For students, they go to the student portal, and the teachers, they also go to the teachers portal. So you put your registration number and password here, then you click on sign in. So right away I'm signed in, and you can see this is an admin dashboard. We have some statistics here, like the number of students, total teachers, books, upcoming events, notices. So this one, we use this option to replicate the notice board, and then you can also see upcoming events. We can also see the gender distribution for students. You can see how many male students and females. We can also see the one for teachers. So it looks like we only have male teachers here. Because this is sample data, we are using it to test the system and also to take you guys throughout through the overview of this system. So here we can see the birthdays, people who have birthdays this current month. We also have a calendar that can show the events. For example, you can see we have an event here, Loyola Day 2025, and it is there in August 23rd. So you can check August 23rd, and you can see that the event is right here. So this calendar is to show us events, and then we also have some class statistics, but this data is not, since we don't have enough data, it is just for testing purposes. We don't have enough data to carry out those stats or statistics. Then here we have the school logo, and here we have a preview of the user. This is the user email and registration number, the role. They can also sign out from here. You can also sign out from down here. So this is the dashboard. Then we can go to this is the sidebar, which can be collapsed. So you can collapse it in and out, and these are the different menu items. So in the settings, we can set a few things about how you want to see the dashboard or the system. So when I go to settings, we can increase font sizes. We can also set or change the font to something maybe like serif. So serif looks like that. There is also monospace. So you could change the system to this font and go back. You could also change it to this other one, open the select. So this is the default one that we are using. Oh sorry, this is it looks like the standard font for Android, like if you know Roboto, similar to that. You can also change everything like grayscale, so you can change everything to look in black and white, something like this. We can also switch it off. We can also switch to high contrast. Then you can see high contrast usually looks like this. You can also switch it back to the normal. We also have themes here. You can change to a dark theme and everything will just look pretty dark like this. You can see everything will change to dark. So this one is useful for people who have eye issues and also the environment if there is little light, which you can also switch off. From right here you go back to theme settings and themes, and then you can use system or light mode. So most of the time, as if the current computer is using system picks the system theme or the mode the system is using. So my computer is using light mode, so it's the same as going to light mode or switching the theme to light. Then here we have the students. We have 2 tabs for the students. You can view students. You can also add a new student. So for adding new students, you go through 3 steps. So you have to create a password and an auto-generated registration number. So this is the password the student will use to log into the system. And then you continue with more 2 steps to finish up signing a new system. And then these are the students which you can search. For example, this one is Navuga Violet. I can search for Navuga and you can see that I'll get Navuga Violet. So if you have a long list of students, you can easily search through and get your desired student. We can also see details about the student. For example, I can click on this and then I can see the details of the students. I can print their profile, I can edit it and update or save the changes. I can also change their password. Let's go back. This is the list of students I've shown. You can search. You can also click on any of them to see the details. You can as well edit from here or delete the student. You can also refresh if you feel like you need to get fresh data from the database. You can just refresh from here, and you can also select students by class. So for example, all these students are in this class that I've selected, Senior 1A. You can as well save student data as PDF in a table format. You can also export it as Excel, and you can see that it is right here in Excel after saving it. Let me just cancel this. So these are the students. Then we can also look at the teachers from here. So in the teachers screen, we have also 2 tabs. You can view the teachers. You can also add a new teacher. They follow the same steps. You choose the password the teacher will use, but this password can be changed later by the teacher, and if they forget it, the admin can also change it for them. We can also refresh and get a fresh list. We can also search. For example, I can search for this one or Chaya and get the results. We can also select any of them and see their details. So you can see the details from here. You can edit the teacher. You can also delete the teacher. We also worked on responsiveness, mobile responsiveness. So you can see that all this is responsive on different screens. So you can see these details clearly on different screens. Then we can go back to we can also look at library. So for library, there are so many things here to do, and this one is basically for the librarian. So we can view books here, we can add new books, we can rent if students want to borrow books. We do that from here. if teachers or members of the staff want to borrow books, we also do that from right here. You can select a book. For example, from the sample data we have Introduction to Computing and Tears of the Sun. For example, if someone wants to borrow Introduction to Computing, so I choose the book, and then I'll get a list of teachers. So we only have 2 teachers here. I'll choose this one, and then I'll say borrow. So the teacher will be added to the borrowing list, and since the book has not been returned, so you can see that here return date is not available, and the book was borrowed on this date, and is supposed to be brought back on this other date. And you can see the teacher's registration number and the status. So the book has been borrowed and it has not been brought back. So if you want to return the book, you just come to the actions and choose return, and then the book will be returned, and you can see the return date. So that is about borrowing. So you can refresh this list. You can do the same for students. You select a book, then you select a class of the student you want to borrow books, and then you'll get a list of what? A list of students, and then you can choose borrow, and then that student will be added to the borrowing list. So you can do the same, return the book, and then the book status will be changed to returned. And you can search through if you have so many records. We can also sort them according to the dates. Then you can also add a new book, add copies available, and you can see that these books, there are 2 teachers and 2 students that have borrowed. This one returned. So the number of books here will change. If someone borrows, the number of copies available reduce, and when they return, the copies are added back. So that is how book borrowing and returning works for both students and teachers. And you can also search books here if you have a long list of books. So that is the library part. And then you have payments. So this one is important this is another system for the accountant or the accounts department. So we have several tabs here. We have student tuition fees, class tuition settings. So here we can set the fees or the tuition each class has to pay. For example, this is senior 1A. They are supposed to pay 80,000, and this value can be edited. It can also be deleted. So if I want to add a new tuition for a different class, I just come here and I say add new, then I choose a class, senior 1B. I'll say senior 1B pays 100,000. Then I add that to the payments. So you can see that senior 1B is paying 100,000. And then you also have student payments. So if you want to make a payment, any sort of payment, and record it in the system, you can see that you have the students by their registration numbers, their name, the category of payment, the amount paid, the payment date, the method, and you can also try a few things there like deleting or updating. For example, let me add some payment here. But for payment, you have to choose a payment category. So you can see for now we only have these 2 payment categories. For example, if I want to put another category, maybe a student is paying for maybe for food, I can just add the category here, and I say this one is for what? Food. And then I put a short description, student payment for food, and then I add this category. So this category will be added to our list, and when I'm adding a student payment, I can add, I'll select a class. For example, we only have students in senior 1A, so I'll choose senior 1A, and then I'll choose a student from that class, maybe this one, the K James, and then I will choose a category which is food now, and then I will put the amount the student has paid, maybe 30,000, and then the date for this payment, which will be today, and then this student is paying by cash. So I'll add this payment and it will be added to our payments. So you can see the student on this date paid 30,000 for food. So these are the this is how we add the payments. We can also add school expenses. For example, if you're making a payment for any item or any category for the school, so you can add categories from here. For example, you can see we have categories like generator fuel. Which other thing can we put here? So we could add a category, maybe which payment? What should I put? Maybe purchase, or I can just put renovation. Renovation. Then I add. Let me put classroom renovation. So I'll add that category. Then I'll add an expense for that category. So for example, I'll add classroom renovation, and I'll say this one took about 1 million, and then I'll choose the date, which is today, and then add this expense to the list. So you can see that we have classroom renovation 400,000 on this date, and these are the school expenses. And you can have things like you can have totals. You can also export this to Excel. You can also search all this. So you can see the students. If I choose a class here, senior 1A, this person paid tuition. So this the first tab is mainly for tuition, and if I add tuition, or if I make a payment for another student for tuition, I think we are also going to see that. So the first tab is mainly for tuition or school fees, as we usually call it. Then I can say this one paid, they pay 80,000, so I will say he paid 70,000 today, and then he paid it using bank slip. And then I'll add this payment, and when I go back to the tuition fees and I choose that class, I'll see this student paying 70,000 and having a balance of 10,000. So you can see that here we can see how much students have paid and how much their balances are. We can print this. We can also print that. We can also export it as Excel. This one is for refreshing. I think we shall also add for another format like PDF. Then that is the payment menu. Then we can go to users. So here in users, these are the people registered on the system as users. So this STD means the students, the STF symbolizes the staff members or the teachers, and then the admin are the administrators. So we have other users like the accounts, librarian, and those other users. So I'll take you through that part in the next video. This one is mainly for admin users. Then they can perform different actions like changing password and removing users. They can also add new users. They can as well search for users here. Then we can also look through the events. So we can view events from here and create new ones from here. So the events are listed down here with the title, description, start date and end date, and then the creator of the event. So these events can be edited or deleted. You can as well save them as PDF, export them as Excel, and print them out. Then we also have timetables. So I can choose a class and I can look at its timetable. So this timetable is pretty empty. So here we can view the timetable. We can also add new entries. So when you add an entry, it comes and gets populated in the timetable here. For example, let me try to add a new one. I'll add an entry here. So I'm going to select a subject, maybe a computer, and choose, okay, let me just choose which one? Okay, let me just choose computer, and I choose the teacher here as albino, and then I will say on Monday, and the time will be from 10, it will be 10 a.m. and then it's supposed to stop at 11. I will say 11 a.m. Yeah, we can go with a.m. and then I will say add entry. So you can see that on Monday for computer by teacher albino, it will start at 10 and it will end at 11. And when I go to the timetable, I'll see that teacher here from 10 up to 11. And this timetable will have features for exporting it as PDF and also printing it out. So we shall have it look like that, but this one I think we shall improve it over time, depending on the school requirements. And then you can as well export it in Excel and modify it there if you need to make changes. You can as well print it out or add a new entry like I showed you. So this is the timetable. So you can see different timetables for different classes, and you can as well set them up as you like. Then we can also look into attendance. So here we can mark the student attendance. You can also see their attendance. So here we view the attendance. Here we mark the attendance. So in view, you have to choose a class and then you choose a date. Today I don't think I have an attendance marked, but I'm sure on this date I marked some attendance here. Then I'll say view attendance. So I'll see my only students I have, and I'll see who was present and who was not. So it is as simple as this. You can also export this list as PDF, Excel as well. You can print it out. You can also mark attendance from here. You choose a class and then you choose a date, which is today, and then you get the students, and then you start marking their attendance. If they are present, you choose present. Absent, you choose absent. Late. So you can see that if someone is late or absent, you have to put a reason here, which is also optional. So you may put, you may not. So I'll say this one was absent. I'll say the reason was she was sick. And then this other person I'll say was present, and this one was late. What reason could that be? Maybe traffic. There was a lot of traffic on the road. So I'll mark all the students in this class, and then I'll say save attendance, and this attendance will be saved. So when I come back here to view attendance, I'll select my class and choose the date of today, and you can see that the attendance for my students is right here, which I can export as PDF and Excel. I can as well print it out. Then we can also go to classes. So here in classes, there are so many things you can do here. For example, you can see all the classes in the school, and in this list you can see the class name, the teacher or the class teacher for that particular class, and you can also see the subjects that are done by that class. So it is as easy as clicking add subject, and you add the subject for that class. So you just choose a subject from the subjects list, and then you can see that when I add, the subject that is already existing doesn't appear in my list, only the new ones. But for this one, I think I'll get more subjects because there are no subjects yet. So I'll say mathematics, and then it will be added here. I can add another one like biology, and then it will also be added here. And when I choose this list, you can see that the subjects that are already existing, they're out of the list. They are not in the list anymore. And I can remove these subjects by simply pressing the the X button, and the subject will be removed from from the class list. I can as well edit the class name and the class teacher. So you can change the class teacher and update. You can also delete this class if for example, if maybe that year that class is not being available, if maybe the students are less or more. Then we can also add new classes from here. You just put a class name, and then you choose a class teacher from the list of teachers. You can also add subjects from the list of subjects that are available. We can also manage subjects from here, so you can see the available subjects. So we give them a full name and then a subject code, and then we can edit them and delete. So we can add new ones. Which one should I add? I can add like geography, and then I can give it a code which is geo, and then add this subject. So when I go to my subjects, I'll see that I have geography and the subject code of geo. And when I'm adding new classes, you can see that the new subjects are going to be appearing here. So that is about classes and subject management, and we have tried our best to make sure that this interface is mobile friendly. So you can see that for the different devices you're using, you'll be seeing this content here in a very friendly way. Everything will be mobile friendly depending on the device you're using. So we can also go to results. So for results, since we haven't added any results, we have results as blank, and also gallery. Maybe I can take you through the notice board where we can add notices. So we can see all the notices, the title, the information, and the author of the notice, and the expiration date. You can also see your personal notes or notices here, the ones that are being made by the admin, and then you can add a new one, and then you choose which group of people you want to see this the notice you've made. So these are students, teachers, the librarian, the accountant, or the academic dean. So you can send a notice to any of these users from here. So this is all about the notices. You can edit or remove the notice also. So this is a brief preview of the Loyola SS system. In the next video, I'll take you through other users. So this was the admin. We have 6 users for this system, and all these different users have different roles. So we shall take you through the student portal, the teachers portal, the librarian, and the accountants, academic dean, and I've already shown you the admin. So goodbye for now. See you in the next video. So after doing all your operations, you have to sign out, and so that okay, you have to sign out. So this is my personal computer, that's why all these passwords are auto-filling. But for your public computer, make sure these passwords and usernames are not automatically filled in the form. So bye for now. See you in the next video.